Hi, it's Louise from CreshFit, and today's video I'm going to show you step 1 of a 3-step program that you can follow at home that will work on helping to rebuild your core strength, reconnect with your core, and work on closing any diastasis recti, so the gap down the middle of the tummy that you may have post-baby. So firstly, if you haven't checked my 5-minute video on this YouTube channel, which details how to check for that diastasis, then please have a quick look at that video first, just to identify whether you have that separation post-baby, and if so, what the gap distance or size is. Okay. So as I said, today is step 1, and we're going to focus on a very simple technique that you need to kind of master before you get onto the other 2 levels. They're all very simple things to do, but they're not necessarily easy, and that's the thing I'm going to try and stress in this video. Okay, so I recommend you have a little bit of quiet time when baby's sleeping, ideally, so you can just, especially when you're starting out on this, just to focus on the 3 factors that we are going to go through today. So it's a lot easier when you've got no distractions. You can just have a little focus on you. So what you're going to do, first of all, is lie onto the floor, onto your back. So first of all, we want to just kind of feel what our body's doing. So if you have quite a big arch in your lower back, you may find you can get your hands under your lower back, and that's you in a relaxed state. There's 3 things we want to work on to help strengthen these core muscles, and we're going to break this down. First one we want to do is think about our breathing. So we're going to keep in this relaxed state. Put your hands kind of on your chest, on your rib cage, and just focus on your breathing. So you want to be able to take a deep breath through the nose, and then a big exhale for around a count of 5. Again, just staying in that relaxed state. You should be able to feel the tummy and the rib cage expanding rather than the chest. Now, for a lot of people, if you've been someone in the past that kind of walks around sucking their belly, and I used to do it, you may struggle to be able to take that deep belly breath. If that's the case, I am going to post a link to a really straightforward breathing video that just allows you to kind of work on that breath first of all. But for today, I just want you to think about that. Deep breath in the nose, deep breath out the mouth for around the count of 5. So really trying to fill those lungs and that chest cavity with air. Go for 10 of those. Once you're happy with those 10 and you feel like you're breathing deeply, then we move on to step 2. So, still in this relaxed state, we want to focus on what's called the pelvic tilt. So that is basically curling the tailbone up to the sky and flattening that lower back to the floor. Okay, so it's a very, I'm just moving my arms away, so it's a very small move. So I'm just going to exaggerate it. So that's me with my back arch. I've got a big gap, you can see I can get my hands under there. All I'm going to do, I'm going to keep my legs relaxed, my bottom relaxed. I'm just going to move the pelvis, tilt it down, so my back is now flat to the floor. So legs are still loose, wobbly, bottom is not tensed, and then relax. So it should be a slight, so you're tipping the pelvis, so that tailbone is lifting up, and your back is flattening into the floor. If you put your hands on your tummy as well, you should be able to feel a tightness coming through the core, okay? So just by doing that very small movement, you're already engaging those deep inner core muscles that we want to work on to build that core strength back up. Okay, so go through 10 of those, just that movement on its own. So you're just doing that tilt, relaxing at the bottom. So sometimes you might find it easy if you just exaggerate that curve to start, then do that tip. Again, making sure the bottom should be lifting. There should be no tightness in the bottom or in the legs. It is just that tip of the pelvis. That's often the hardest bit. So again, focus on that. Make sure you can do good sort of 10 reps of that before moving on to the last step. So the last step is the squeeze of the pelvic floor. So on camera, you're not going to be able to see this. If you can see it, then I'm not doing it right. So we often get told about our Kegels and squeezes that we should be doing, like those internal squeezes. So often the prompt we get given is to kind of use those muscles that you'd use to stop a wee mid-flow. So we want to think about squeezing that pelvic floor. Okay, so again, being able to identify what that muscle is and being able to do 10 nice deep squeezes, pulling all those internal muscles in, Again, you shouldn't be able to see any movement from outside the body. There should be no squeezing in the bottom, legs, or anywhere. So again, being able to do those movements, do that movement. Once you're confident with your breath, your tilt, and your squeeze, then we want to put it all together. Now, I said this is step 1. This is the one bit that might take you the longest, but level 2 or step 2 and step 3 will be so much easier. Okay, so we really want to focus on this step first. So to put it all together, when you're ready, we're going to take, so in our relaxed state, we're going to take that deep breath in. And then as we exhale for that count of 5, we're going to tilt. Then relax. So you're going to take that deep breath into the nose. As you're exhaling for a count of 5, you're going to do that tilt to the floor, so that slow tilt to the floor. And as you're doing that tilt, you are going to squeeze that pelvic floor at the same time. So I should do it one more time for you to move my arms out of the way so you can see. So deep breath. Exhale. Relax at the bottom. That is what we call 1 rep, and we want to go for 10 of those. So simple but not easy. It makes you think about everything that's going on through this midsection, so really trying to reconnect with that core. Spend as much time as you need getting those 3 steps right before putting them together, and then once you're confident by doing 10 reps with those 3 stages or 3 steps all put together as one, then you are ready for step 2, okay, which will be adding movement to that tilt, breath and squeeze. Okay, so check back for level 2 when you're ready. Spend some time on level 1, step 1, and I'll see you in the next video.